And welcome to Eye on Paulsboro. We begin a new season. I have no idea what number season this is, but Irma said we're coming back, so we came back. Normally the first show, Fred is like 30? That's not possible.
Yes, it is.
That's just simply not possible. Normally the first show ties into Paulsboro Day, but the weather has not been cooperative. And Marc Kamp is on later going to talk about the lighthouse. We'll talk about the disappointment of having Paulsboro Day, all the planning. But we taped this show on September 11th, a day as we look back, and that was 17 years ago. I remember exactly where I was, as does most of America who's old enough to remember. But Irma, the weather took away Paulsboro Day, but not the spirit. We're back. You said you wanted to come back another year. We're back.
Well, I made an executive decision again, John, and I figured we'll go along for a little while and see how until maybe I have to come here on a walk or something, or my hair goes gray, then I probably won't be doing it.
My hair was gray we're taping on Tuesday, my hair was gray on Sunday.
Well, we know that, John, but that's okay. But I'm glad to be back for our Paulsboro people, and 9/11 was quite a day, John, and hope it never happens again.
It was very difficult. Stay with us. We're going to come back. We're going to start this year by doing sort of a review and a catch-up. The mayor's going to join us. The new chief of police is going to join us. And on the later side, Marc Kamp, who's been a regular for so many years, will join us because the lighthouse is reopening. Actually pretty exciting, very, very significant, and very special to a lot of people. So stay with us. We're coming right back. And by the way, we're in the mayor's office at the municipal building. We'll be right back.
Multi-policy discount. Paperless discount. Paid in full discount. Homeowners discount. Safe driver discount. Chipmunk family reunion. Someone stole the nuts. Squirrel jail. Justice.
Countless discounts. Now that's progressive. Call or click today.
Thinking about a new appliance or an LCD TV? Don't think twice. Think Weiss. Weiss True Value has a full line of LCD TVs plus a great variety of appliances. And of course, hardware items like True Test paints, Master Mechanic tools, electrical supplies, key duplicating, and Rug Doctor rentals. And for repairs on screens and windows, look no further. Weiss True Value, from making keys to selling appliances and LCD TVs. Don't think twice. Think Weiss. 39 West Broad Street, Paulsboro.
For everything, there's a season, and a time for everything under heaven. A time for sharing, a time for caring, a time for remembering, and a time for parting. When that time arrives, let Beth McBride Foley and Thomas D. Foley at the McBride Foley Funeral Home help you in your time of need. Offering a wide variety of funeral services from cremation to traditional, McBride Foley Funeral Home has been helping families with the loss of a loved one with over 50 years of combined service. McBride Foley Funeral Home, 228 West Broad Street, Paulsboro.
And welcome back. As I mentioned, we are at the mayor's office here at the municipal building on Delaware Street. Always a pleasure to be with Mayor Stevenson, whether it's at the Christmas party or at another festive occasion, such as the 4th of July parade. But Gary, you are the busiest retired person I know because Gary, of course, works in the funeral business. You'll see him at Landolfi's. You may see him in Deptford. You may see him in Marlton because of his relationship with a number of different funeral operators. Gary, you are busy.
Well, I retired from ExxonMobil after 30 years, and I should go back there because I was a lot less busy and made a heck of a lot more money. But I'm a funeral director in Boucher Funeral Home in Deptford. Landolfi. I trade work for a couple others, and you saw me one time in Medford. You said, I'm like, all over the place. But, I can marry and bury as a funeral director and as a mayor, and on some days I've done both at the same time. But I like helping people, helping people in their times of need, whether it be mayor or in their worst time of need when a loved one passes away. It's all about Paulsboro and, everyone's family to us.
Right. Well, Gary, that's how you were raised.
Yeah.
Of course, your mother's nearby as we tape this segment. So we haven't taped the show since July. The summer's been interesting. We've had a couple tragedies. Chief of Police is going to join us, sort of a sign of American Society of 2018, which is sometimes just hard to understand. But pushing through those difficult moments, there's reason for optimism.
Yeah, John, and our hearts all go out. And, I take it personal, very personal. And no matter what the circumstance or who passed away, it's tragedy all the way around for our town. Our heart goes out and our prayers and thoughts go out to the families that lost their loved ones, and there's mothers on each side that are suffering on each side of that coin. But, we're a family. We're here for each other, but we're also we don't quit. It's tragic. It's that those shootings and stabbings and whatever it may be, Paulsboro doesn't quit. We don't stop and give up on our town. And I talk to a lot of people, and they tell Mayor, you're doing a great job. Your government, your council's doing a great job. Your workers are doing a great job. Don't quit, and I won't quit as long as they don't quit on us.
No, and that's an important theme for all of us, because the issues we may have in town are not unique to a zip code. It's the part of the American landscape for anyone who watches the news or reads the news. So, Gary, let's talk about the good things that are happening, because there are lots of them. As we come into the fall, a number of initiatives are finally coming to fruition.
Yeah, initiatives are coming, and you know this better. I had this discussion about how long the process takes in government, but we have one of these pictures on the wall. We're out for RFPs, requests for proposals, that we want to develop the riverfront area between Billingsport Road down to Mantua Avenue. We want to bring that to like you see the pictures on the wall. Something similar. We want to develop a prime riverfront area. Finally got the area cleaned up, out for it, and see what kind of developers want to do there. The plazas still work. We had a meeting the other day with the plaza developers on the Dollar Tree, a business center, tear down the old Grants building, working with a couple other people. We're there to help them as much as they want to be helped. We're just trying to prod them. 295, we're working. We're in a legal way really nudging the owners of that property. We want a hotel. We want a restaurant. There's nowhere around from exit 10 all the way up to Mount Laurel where there's a hotel right on and a restaurant other than down exit 10 in Bridgeport. So it's prime area. But our biggest initiative, and we want to thank the county, thank you, thank
Robert Damager,
the freeholders. Our biggest thing is tearing down all these dilapidated homes. Recently, our governing body acquired 15 properties through in-rem foreclosures and just telling people to give us the property. In the next 6 months or so, and actually it's going to be starting this week, we're going to be tearing down a house on Beacon, a house on Thompson Avenue. We're going to be tearing down one on Washington. I have a whole list of houses. Some can be rehabbed. Some are in vacant lots. We've got a group that's going to bid, and we're going to have brand new homes sitting on those lands. And those vacant homes do nothing but breed crime, filth, and all kind of things. We're going in the right direction. It takes a little longer than I like, but the thing is we're moving in the right direction. We're not going to let anything stop us from moving in that direction.
Yeah, and it takes first of all, it takes patience and persistence. And the mayor mentioned, it's easy to get frustrated. Like, for example, 2 houses about to be demolished. That money comes from the Community Development Block Grant Initiative out of the federal government, flows through the county. The mayor made the request for assistance, made the case that this was of a public interest and would help the town. And the County Board of Chosen Freeholders, Robert Damager, who served on this council here, his father is mayor here, those guys collectively stepped up and made a grant to the borough of Paulsboro to tear down probably, I would think, Gary, if everything goes well, you got 2 and maybe another 3 coming.
Another 3 coming, hopefully, and once again, thank you to the county for helping our town. Every one of those county freeholders have been to our town. A couple of them are from our town. I was just talking to Heather Simmons, and she's proud of the work we're doing, and we just got to keep it going. And we're looking for money anywhere. We're getting CDBG money, fixing street on Penn Line, the corners, to make it easier for handicapped people with coaches. We're working our way up Penn Line. And, of course, Thompson Avenue's getting ready to go into Phase 2, and we hope to have that finished in about 5-6 months. The worst street in town is now fixed. Now we move on.
I was going to say to you, with all this rain, how did the drainage work out on top?
No flooding. Yeah. You didn't need a yacht or a boat to get from Paul Avenue up to the firehouse. People are very happy on that street. And a lot of people use that street to go to school, wherever, lounge soccer. Very happy. The flooding it's not finished, so there's a little bit, but nowhere close to what it used to be. And I've had many people on Thompson Avenue. I grew up on Thompson Avenue, still live there. So thank God for the mayor and council for fixing Thompson Avenue.
And that was not an unsophisticated project. We've done segments on it. What do you think the final price tag on getting that drainage and resurfacing is going to be?
The total for that was $7.5 million.
Unbelievable.
Oh, it shocked me when I heard that number. I'm like, to fix a street? But it's all new piping. It had to be. We went from 18-inch pipes to almost 48-inch pipes because all the waters are running from Broad Street. So it all had to be upgraded. And our administrator now has a process in place that we're going to be doing streets every year. We have a long-term plan to fix other streets. We know every street in town needs to be done almost. We know that, but understand that $7 million just to do one street. We can't do every street.
No, because that infrastructure engineering was really brutal. And by the way, as you pay at the pump, and we're never happy to pay more taxes, but all that money paid at the pump now is dedicated to these street projects, and the municipalities and counties get more money than they had gotten before. And by Constitution, all that money has to come back to the town. Gary, thank you for the update. Your energy is, I'm exhausted with the interview.
Yeah.
No, I mean it, because your energy is infectious and it's important. And we have to continue to accentuate the positive. That's how things get done. We're visiting with Mayor Stevenson. More to come, more excitement to come. Stay with us. We'll continue. We're going to visit with our new chief.
Life is a journey that we travel with a lot of uncertainty. When your family is faced with change and you're in need of understanding, direction, honesty, and professionalism, we at the Landolfi Funeral Home have a tradition of assisting you with all of your needs in any way that we can. We offer many affordable funeral services. Please feel free to call us with any questions you may have or visit us at www.landolfifuneralhome.com.
Rizzo Family Chiropractic Center in Gibbstown offers pain relief with a difference. Using specific chiropractic adjustments, Rizzo Family Chiropractic will get to the root of your problem quickly. Bring your headaches, neck, back, joint, or limb pain to Dr. Karen Rizzo. If you have recurring pain, chiropractic can help. Rizzo Family Chiropractic can relieve many sources of pain without extended treatment and ongoing therapy. Give your family the gift of caring professional pain relief with a difference. Rizzo Family Chiropractic.
Come on down Route 55 to the Millville Airport. Visit Smith & Jackson Military Antiques and Firearms, a gun shop with a woman's touch. Buying, selling, and trading firearms and military items, especially seeking World War II, German, Japanese, and American items. Buying single items or entire collections. That's Smith & Jackson Military Antiques and Firearms at the Millville Airport, 21 Peterson Street, next to the Glasstown Brewing Company.
And welcome back to Eye on Paulsboro from the Mayor's office here at the Municipal Building on Delaware Street. With us now is the new Chief of Police, Gary Kelly. Did I pronounce it correctly?
Yes.
I did pretty well, didn't I? He takes over the range from Vern Marino, who had a wonderful career, and Gary comes up through the ranks, which I think is a big advantage. So first of all, Chief, welcome and congratulations to you. It's a big deal to be a chief of a police department.
Oh, thank you. I really appreciate the honor. Like you said, I've came through the ranks here in Paulsboro. I started here in 2002. Promoted from the road to a detective sergeant, lieutenant, then deputy chief, and then this past summer was chief of police in June.
Yeah, so you're not a stranger, and you're certainly familiar. I think this department, for a small town department, really does well. When you see incidents like we have, you see arrest gets made, but more importantly, the tone of community policing over these handful of years with this department, I think it's been helpful to neighborhoods from the river to 295.
Yeah, it has. I think that we're such a tight-knit community. We do integrate well within the community. The officers, many of them themselves have grown up in Paulsboro or the neighboring towns around us, so you do have a distinct feel for the community within the officers themselves.
You follow a couple really dynamic chiefs over these handful of years, all coming through the ranks. So as you look at this department, what initiatives do you intend on different than your predecessors, if any?
Well, I'd like to continue to build on the community efforts that have really started when I first started hire with Chief Reidinger, Chief Grogan, then Chief Wachter, and Chief Marino have each done their own spin on the community effort. I would like to continue to build upon that. I'd like to see more officers on foot, which you will shortly. I'm working on a program right now to get more of a foot beat and have teams of officers out, as well as the bicycle patrols. So you'll be able to see more interaction other than just the officers driving by in a car. You'll be able to stop, speak with them on a casual level other than just on a call to service.
Recently came through a couple issues that, of course, none of us, the mayor mentioned the sadness associated with someone being murdered in town, something we're not used to here. You turn the news on every night, it's somewhere, you don't expect it to be here. We've had a couple unfortunate incidents, seem too close together. In both cases where people that knew each other, were Paulsboro residents, arguments that shouldn't happen the way they did, and bad things happen, and there's not a happy ending. So, Chief, when you walk into something like that, of course, the first one was on the former chief's watch. The second one you walk into. These things don't have happy endings.
No, it's a situation that's tragic for everybody. Someone loses a loved one to the incident, and you have to look on the other side that the individual that committed the act is also another person's loved one, and they're lost to the event as well. But Paulsboro, like I said before, is such a tight-knit community. When something like that happens, the community comes out as a whole, and it definitely helps us with the job that we have to do after an event like that. And I can tell you this most recent event, the community really came together and helped us out a lot as far as associated with the investigation to the incident.
And along those lines, we also have a new county prosecutor who is, I think, has a nice feel for things. He seems to have an interest in working with the local police department. So the cooperation you need extends well past your office.
Oh, absolutely. That event itself, we had a number of agencies, units here within minutes to hours, and the cooperation that we have from our county counterparts is phenomenal. And with this new prosecutor, I look forward to very much working with him. He is very goal-oriented when it comes to the small-town policing, and he pretty much basically gave us an open book with whatever help we need, and that's refreshing. It's refreshing to hear.
For people watching, give us a sense, before we close the segment, the size of the department. You have a chief, you've got some administration, rank and file. How many people, and what's the structure?
We have 19 full-time officers now. We have 4 part-time officers and 2 clerical individuals in our department. That's roughly where we teeter. Over the years, we may lose some, gain some, but it's right around a 19-man department.
Very good. Are you ready for recreational marijuana?
No, I'm not.
The world's changing all the time. Thank you, Chief.
Yes,
Appreciate visiting with you. We'll be right back. We're from the mayor's office here on the municipal building, in the municipal building, not on the municipal building, on Delaware Street in Paulsboro. We'll be right back.
Multi-policy discount. Paperless discount. Paid in full discount. Homeowners discount. Safe driver discount. Chipmunk family reunion. Someone stole the nuts. Squirrel jail. Justice.
Countless discounts. Now that's progressive. Call or click today.
Thinking about a new appliance or an LCD TV? Don't think twice, think Weiss. Weiss True Value has a full line of LCD TVs plus a great variety of appliances. And of course, hardware items like TrueTest paints, Master Mechanic tools, electrical supplies, key duplicating, and Rug Doctor rentals. And for repairs on screens and windows, look no further. Weiss True Value, from making keys to selling appliances and LCD TVs. Don't think twice, think Weiss. 39 West Broad Street, Paulsboro.
For everything, there's a season, and a time for everything under heaven. A time for sharing, a time for caring, a time for remembering, and a time for parting. When that time arrives, let Beth McBride Foley and Thomas D. Foley at the McBride Foley Funeral Home help you in your time of need. Offering a wide variety of funeral services from cremation to traditional, McBride Foley Funeral Home has been helping families with the loss of a loved one with over 50 years of combined service. McBride Foley Funeral Home, 228 West Broad Street, Paulsboro.
And welcome back. Fred mentioned at the top of the show, signaled to Irma and I, this is the beginning of our 30th season, which is just difficult to believe. But of these 30 years, Marc Kamp has probably been the most regular guest that we've had, short of the host, Irma, and myself. So, Marc, first of all, welcome and Happy New Year to you. We're a day out of Rosh Hashanah.
Yes.
You're one of the driving forces, and there are many. But I know you're disappointed, no Paulsboro Day this year.
Yeah, this would have been our 22nd year. In 22 years, we've had we had to use a rain date once, and this is the first time we've had to cancel. It was just the weather prognosis was such that both the Saturday and the rain date on Sunday were just terrible, and there's just no way we could have pulled it off.
I think Sunday was more difficult than Saturday.
Yes, definitely. Yeah, it had a heavier forecast, and unfortunately, we plan this a year and ahead. So all the vendors that we use for the children's events and other stuff, they're booked on their schedule, and they know that this is our date, and to try and change it would have been catastrophic.
Well, you can't predict the weather. Yeah. I mean, and were the vendors helpful to you? Because, Paulsboro Day Committee raises money, asks for money, people donate money. So, and the vendors, particularly the children's rides and that sort of thing, have to be paid.
Yeah. Most of them have cancellation clauses, and they've been working with us because of the situation. to minimize the impact on us. Some of them have said forget about it. Some of them have charged like 25%. We're going to come out a lot better than I thought we would initially. But the vendors, some of them are giving us credit for next year. So it'll work out. It's going to cost us probably a couple $1,000s, but it's far less expensive than what if they had charged us full price.
It's because you've built relationships over the years,
Yes.
and people know. Paulsboro High School opened most recently, last couple of days, to begin its 103rd year, if you can imagine that. Now, there's also a very special event that happens in the summertime at Oletto's Caterers. Marc's involved, Irma's involved, which is the massive reunion of classes that I guess are 50 years and older. Marc,
Yes.
is that the base?
Yeah. Yes, once a class reaches their 50th reunion, they're invited to join the Paulsboro High School Golden Anniversary Club. This year, we inducted the class of 1968. They had, I think, around 70 classmates show up for this. We had a total of 538 people show up for dinner. And it was one of the nicest ones we've had. People came early, they socialized. You could look around the room and see classes talking to each other. You see people mingling from class to class. It was just a very, very good social event. Oletto's, as usual, did a fabulous job with the food. To serve that many people as quickly as they do is absolutely amazing.
Well, you do sit down. That's not buffet.
Right. Yeah, because of the age group, we go with a sit-down dinner. Everybody is served. It's just a beautiful affair.
What was the oldest? What was the oldest class represented?
We had Mrs. Cornish come from Florida. She was 90. Class of 37.
37.
Yes.
And she was how old, Irma?
99. That's right. She will be 100 years old in January, and she's planning on coming back next year.
Isn't that wild?
Yes.
That's wonderful.
Yes. And we had a gentleman come, I think, class of 58, come from Arizona. He was the furthest distance traveled.
Beautiful.
One of the things that the incoming class looks forward to is their Paulsboro High School Gold Card. That is a pass that gets them into everything at the high school except for the school play and championship football games. All they have to do is show the gold card, and Dr. Banelo handles that. And she keeps a list of who has their cards. And a lot of people come for that 1 year for dinner so they can get their gold card.
Well, and as we close the segment out, your group, that group, has been giving scholarship money.
Yes. This year we gave $16,000 in scholarship money. We've raised over $21,000 toward future years. We're having some discussion about leveling it at $16,000 and keeping a reserve, because as the classes get smaller, we anticipate the donations to drop a little bit. So we want to have something in reserve so we can at least go with the $16,000 every year.
Beautiful. Nice segment. Visiting with Marc Kamp. Paulsboro Day didn't happen, but the reunions did. So good news on one of those counts. We'll be right back with community notes with Irma Stevenson.
Life is a journey that we travel with a lot of uncertainty. When your family is faced with change and you're in need of understanding, direction, honesty, and professionalism, we at the Landolfi Funeral Home have a tradition of assisting you with all of your needs in any way that we can. We offer many affordable funeral services. Please feel free to call us with any questions you may have, or visit us at www.landolfifuneralhome.com.
Rizzo Family Chiropractic Center in Gibbstown offers pain relief with a difference. Using specific chiropractic adjustments, Rizzo Family Chiropractic will get to the root of your problem quickly. Bring your headaches, neck, back, joint, or limb pain to Dr. Karen Rizzo. If you have recurring pain, chiropractic can help. Rizzo Family Chiropractic can relieve many sources of pain without extended treatment and ongoing therapy. Give your family the gift of caring professional pain relief with a difference. Rizzo Family Chiropractic.
Come on down Route 55 to the Millville Airport. Visit Smith & Jackson Military Antiques and Firearms, a gun shop with a woman's touch. Buying, selling, and trading firearms and military items, especially seeking World War II, German, Japanese, and American items. Buying single items or entire collections. That's Smith & Jackson Military Antiques and Firearms at the Millville Airport, 21 Peterson Street, next to the Glasstown Brewing Company.
And welcome back. It's now time for the reason we do the show, which is Community Notes with Irma Stevenson. Irma decided we're going into season number 30. We're going to try and be more regular with the shows. We're going to try and figure out my schedule a little bit better so we don't go too long without a show. So, Irma, we're back, and it's time for Community Notes.
We're back. Happy birthdays to Bonnie Hattie, Jill Suter-Garin, Fred Suter, Judy Stevenson Suter, Kim Stevenson Berthold has just made it up here from Jacksonville to stay with her dad and our 2 great-grandkids because of Florence. Happy birthday to a special guy, Lou Rivel, Santina Marina, Tony Gentile Ware, Dolly Carter, Kay Ruggie, Brittany Williams, Anita Evans, Tricia Doak, and Sugar Ray Miller. And happy anniversaries to Bonnie and Harry Llewellyn, Rita and Rich Costabader, one of my favorite guys from West Deptford, Chris and Donna Minnix, and Kelly and Jim Walter. Happy birthdays and happy anniversaries. Class of 1978, we'll have the 40th class reunion, October 27th, homecoming day, tour of the high school, football game, and the Sportsman's Club from 7 p. to 7 a. Go on Facebook and contact Al Jimpola. And our wonderful St. Paul's United Methodist Church on the corner of Broad and Delaware, the semi-annual oyster and ham dinner, October 20th, 2 p.m. at takeouts, 3, 4, 5 sit-downs. Go down a little, 423-5345 for other arrangements. Chinese auction, John, they're always here, aren't they?
I'm surprised.
And they still let us say that.
I'm surprised.
Saturday, October the 13th, the Paulsboro Neighborhood Town Watch and St. James Episcopal Church will hold their annual Chinese auction at the Paulsboro Firehouse. Doors open at 12 noon, admission $5. Additional tickets are $2, and it starts at 1. Refreshments 50-50. If any other information you need, call Barry Cordetti, 423-7716. And also St. Paul's, the annual Fall Festival and Craft Show on Saturday, November the 17th at St. Paul's. 9A to 3P. Cost outside vendors is $20 a table. Call Mary Pardon at 423-0252 for more information. And John, we're going to hold this year our 25th annual Paulsboro High School Sports Hall of Fame. 25 years, and you've been emceeing it the whole time, John.
I think I missed one, didn't I? Because I had surgery.
You had surgery. October 26th on a Friday night at the Paulsboro High School gym. 6 o'clock is Chew and Chat, and 7 o'clock we go on with the ceremonies.
Am I emceeing?
John, you're always emceeing. I already have you down that. You don't give the prayer, John, but that's okay. Yeah. Gordon Redmond, class of 66. Bob Pavlovsky, class of 71. Joe Wade, class of 78. Colleen Oswald, the class of 02. Brian Tracy, class of 06. Alex Silvestre, class of 07. And coach contributor is Lenny Carmichael. And we're honoring the boys' championship basketball team of 1995-1996, which was coached by Mike Ritchie. For tickets, call me, 423-3787. If I'm not there, my secretary will.
It's a good lineup.
Great, John. 25 years, John. And also, don't forget our Borough Fall Community Cleanup, 10 a.m. to 12 noon on October the 20th. Meet here at Borough Hall and keep Paulsboro Pride going, help clean up the town. And the Boys and Girls Club of Gloucester County are going to have their fall fundraiser October 24th at Aletto's Caterers. Call 851-6081 for further information. The Boys and Girls Club, John, the Paulsboro ones with Mrs. Cooper, they do a wonderful, wonderful job.
Fabulous job.
And also the record today is out again. They're all in all the stores, the banks. If you don't have any, call me, can't find them. And in here, we like to thank Pat's Pizzeria for subscribing to us, John, and there's a coupon in there. So use your coupon and let everybody know you read the record. And that's it, John.
Well, I think that's a pretty good community notice for getting back. I want to extend a thank you to Senate President Sweeney and my partner in the Assembly, Adam Talaferro. The signs dedicating the drawbridge in my father's name are up, and that is part now of state statute for that stretch of road, and our family is just emotional about it. So when you drive over and see the sign, I had calls saying it was me. It's not me. We got the right middle initial on the sign. It was for my father, who was a long-serving mayor, so thank you to all them. And for Bill Crane, our producer, who couldn't be with us, for Fred Buchter behind the camera, for Amy Cook, Irma.
Well, John, go Big Red. And we did beat West Deptford, Haddon Heights, and this Saturday will be Penns Grove, and go Big Red.
Until next time.